I mean, we could go on for good about it, I'm sure. And here we go. Beautiful. That lap was good.
Continue.
Boy.
All righty. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the ROONS MIZZ Arsenal Chat. I'm ROONS.
And I'm Miz.
We come at you periodically through the transfer window to complain, to vent, to feel sorrow in a communal setting. Miz, how do you feel about it? Because I was feeling after Ben White, I was feeling like maybe there might be a silver lining, but not so much anymore after the Chelsea match. How do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, same. I mean, the transfers, we've done decent business, and with, Ben White, that's a big signing. We'll see like how much it helps us. But then you get the news that they're gonna re-sign Granit Xhaka on a 4-year deal to 2025.
That's a huge deal. That's a huge.
Yeah, that's like he was out the door.
Yeah, it's things like that that just leave me feeling befuddled. And then not even, there's a huge debate on whether Granit Xhaka is good or not. I don't even want to step into that because it just makes me feel.
Isn't that enough? Isn't that enough that there has to be a debate whether he's good enough or not?
Yeah, or I've been thinking about too, like, here's a measure of whether a player is good or not. Do players who don't like Arsenal think he's good?
Right. Yeah.
Or are they happy that he's playing? Or do they not even think about him at all? And it's one of the latter two.
And no one's ever really watched him play it week in and week out. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. He played really well against France. And everybody was like going nuts. But he didn't do that. He wasn't like influential. I mean, he just didn't mess up. But he constantly is giving away the ball. Like, I was on Twitter and I searched Xhaka just to see what the conversation was around it. And I mean, the sentiment is similar to what we're talking about mainly. I think most people are like, what? Like, why? Like, but then there are people that are like, oh, I saw this video of him playing through balls, him having like decent passes at Arsenal. Yeah, there's been a few, but the amount of times he's given away the ball or given away goals or given away red cards or challenges that have lost us games far outweigh all of those little through balls that he's ever played.
True. And what's his biggest negative, I think, and this is why I think there's even a debate about whether he's good or bad, is his biggest negative is his movement off the ball and his movement with the ball when it doesn't result in a major thing happening.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, yep. Okay, he didn't give the ball away for a goal. Well, hopefully he didn't. Is that doing well? But also his nature of getting the ball with his head down, turning and then passing 5 yards away back to El Neni or back to the left back or whomever, it slows the pace down. It grinds our gears. You watch Arsenal games, it's a frustrating experience, and we want to wonder why. And a lot of times the blame gets put on the forwards, especially, I mean, Aubameyang is being ripped to shreds. People saying he's done, he's over. We need to sign Tammy Abraham. We need to get a striker. And I'm just kind of like, what happened to the last few years? He had a bad season. He still scored 12 goals.
I mean, he was hurt. He was hurt. He was hurt a lot. He had like a family issue. Like
he had malaria. It was COVID.
Yeah,
and that's one season. The 3 seasons before that,
he vibes off of like energy. Like he's the kind of guy that won't play well in an empty stadium.
True, and he also vibes off of team energy, including midfielders who give him dope passes. Then that's how he can pick himself up and do something spectacular. When you're getting a dude, Granit Xhaka hasn't played a ball to Aubameyang. he doesn't do that. He just doesn't do that.
I think the unfortunate thing that, and we don't have to talk about Xhaka all day, but I think that the main thing that I think that they look at Granit Xhaka as like a utility player in some regard. Like not only is he like, he does play in the center defense a lot, but like look how many other positions like he filled in at left back for a while. They say he's a leader off the field. So they must be like, oh, well, we must need like a guy like that here still. I just wish it wasn't fucking him. Like I understand that whole part of it too. And like they're trying, but I don't at the same time. And like, but I can see where they're coming from. But at the same time, like just pick somebody fucking else. Pick like anybody else. He told the fans to fuck off at one point, and he was like out the door. Like the dude,
he's been on the brink of leaving a few times, and new managers keep coming in and pulling him back in as if he's Lionel Messi or something. Even Barca let Messi go today. They're like, if it doesn't work out for us in one way or another, we're gonna let you go. Teams do that to players. And I know it's a completely different setup, but we literally let Vieira go. He wanted to retire at Arsenal. We let him go because we accepted the first offer from the first club who offered, and he left. And then now we can't get rid of Xhaka to save
or Bellerin, like,
or there's tons and tons of players.
I mean, we got a week. Our game is next Friday.
I know, and they're talking about players that are linked and that, we've started to make inquiries. And we're like, they're acting as if it's June 5th. Not as if we have a game
right
Friday in the Premier League where
we played Chelsea in the second. We played Chelsea in the second game, and Brentford is going to be coming into the league. Why not?
Yeah, I don't put any team as
beatable right now,
especially with our squad, because we seem capable of at times beating anyone and definitely capable of losing to anyone.
Well, we're certainly not in form right now. We haven't started off preseason well at all.
No, a couple wins against them, Millwall. Different teams. But the main thing against Chelsea too that was upsetting was not the score, but it was the fact that they looked like they were opening us up as if we were, at will, which, we play Man City, I think the third game.
Yeah, I don't know the run-in yet. To be honest, I've been weary of just everything that's been going on, and
I've been watching.
Yeah, we played Brentford, Chelsea, City, Norwich, Burnley. That's like a hard Norwich first games.
Yeah, Norwich will be attacking. We didn't fare. I mean, I think we beat them last time they're in the league, but like, I don't know. And the thing is, it doesn't inspire confidence when a player's out the door.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden we give him a 4-year contract. So why didn't we give him that 4-year contract last year?
Exactly. It's because they were trying to offload him. I think what they were trying to do was trying to get maybe someone else to fill that role. And that was going to be like that. Yeah, that was like.
So instead, we'll just take this guy who knows our team and stuff. But does that make any sense at all?
No, because like we've done decent business, but we haven't done enough yet. We like the Sambi guy. Sambi looks sick. Like that dude could be fucking dope. And
what position is Sambi supposed to play? If not,
where Xhaka plays,
so
right?
We're doing a 4-2-3-1, which seems like it's what it's going to be.
Yeah. You'd have Partey and Sambi there, right?
Right, but
that's
El Neni and Xhaka, and we're talking about like, we need Madison or we need Awar. Like, so where are they going to play? Are they going to play where ESR is going to play? Who we just get number 10, but he's.
I'm confused. I'm confused about the Madison. Seems like a similar to ESR, and I mean. I'll take Madison though in the team if they're going to fit him in there somehow. He's a great free kick taker. He probably could play that Xhaka role.
Yeah.
more like, like.
Are we planning on getting a new midfielder and then putting Jacques on the bench at least? Because you think okay, we got Sambi, so we got
But not with the new deal. Not with the new deal though. With a new deal, it's like, doesn't that mean that you're starting to play more as well?
No, and also the preseason games haven't bared that out because El Neni has started every preseason game, and I know that might not translate. I guess we'll have to see, but again, it's always these mixed messages where you're like, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Again,
why is El Neni there?
And like we said, we've always liked El Neni as a person, as a utility player.
Yeah, nothing wrong with who he is, like, individually.
He be a better player than that, though?
Totally. Like, why don't we have a better player than that?
And like last year, we wanted OR. What we need is a point guard. We need someone who runs a David Silva. He runs back to the center back. They pass him a 5-yard pass. He starts the play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He has the ball. We need a Grealish type player. We need someone who gets the ball in the midfield and starts the play.
Do any of the teams ahead of us have a player like El Neni in their squad?
I mean, I don't even know what El Neni is. His job is to get the ball and pass it without fucking.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Is there any notable?
Earn you a starting position at Arsenal?
That's what I mean. Is there any other team with a player like him that like kind of has no role and kind of does nothing? Like like Man United, they don't have anybody up there at the club like that.
No, they don't. I mean, why would you have 11 spots? And we have players. When I think about our squad, there's players I forget. Like, oh, where's Martinelli going to fit in? You can't put Lacazette and Aubameyang on at the same time, and Pepe, and Martinelli, and Saka, and ESR. And if we're going to keep Willock, then where are we going to put Willock? And like we have all these players. At no point am I thinking of, well, one of the positions has got to go to El Neni.
Right? That's what I mean. Yeah, like
do those players even come up in your mind when you're thinking of the top 15, 16 players, some of whom are ruining their careers because they can't play?
Yeah, no, I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, they're it's damaging for them as well to be there.
It is. And the rubric for a player should never be that you overachieve when you don't play horrible, which is what Xhaka is. That's the definition.
Yeah, he's an expert in mediocrity.
So people think like, oh man, he's overachieving. It's like, yeah, but his overachieving is not giving up a goal.
Yeah, he's just like you would never pick Granit Xhaka to be in your 5-a-side team.
No.
So I mean, small-sided is where
would you put him? In defense? You know?
Yeah, like he's not like you. Like if you're gonna build like a proper 5-a-side team, like he would never be involved.
No.
So.
Yeah. So.
But you would put like I would pick up players on Arsenal to be in a 5-a-side team, like even if you had.
I'd pick Willock.
Yeah. Oh, he'd be a great 5-a-side player.
Because I would trust that, if the ball came to him, he could do something with it.
And now, but he's I saw today, like he got 25 million to Newcastle.
Yeah, which honestly, I think
it's fair for him.
It's unfortunate. I would like to somehow fit him in, but like, I don't know where. And also I don't trust that Arteta is going to ever fucking play him ever because he's going to.
And he should go to Newcastle. He was balling there. Like he looked like he had fun there. He should go do that. Like that's like. And
I'd rather get 25 million for him now than to keep him here, not play him, and the next year not sell him either.
But we got a good signing in replace of Joe Willock, and it is Granit Xhaka.
I mean, when you think about it, signings,
we do this in the summer. We re-sign.
Yeah, and that's like one of our signings, like how we were talking about, well, we got Aubameyang. It's like, but we already had Aubameyang, like You can't really count that.
We did it last year. We did that last year. That is like a typical Arsenal thing. Like, dude, we got this new signing.
Yeah, he signed.
That is some Kroenke influence. That's Josh Kroenke sitting in his office being like, you know what?
We'll do this. This will count. Well, just like Ben White, even him in his Arsenal interview, he was like, "Yeah, I've known for a long time. You know, it took longer than I thought, and it's because they want to sandbag it and then say like, we got Ben White, and it's like, yeah, well, we knew that, we didn't quite understand it, but it was hopefully like, okay, this is the stepping.
Why do they do that? Like, look at today. Look at what Man City did today. Jack Grealish passed his medical today. And what did they do? He's in the jersey today.
I know.
And you know how pumped City fans must be right now? That they it developed in 2 days. And all the other stuff happened before they ever talked about it, really.
Yeah.
Like 2 days ago, they were like, Villa accepts £100 million bid from City. And then it was like player to agree terms, or still to agree terms. Yesterday, it was like, it's edging closer that Grealish is going to be a Man City player.
Today,
he's a Man City player.
Him in a kit.
Yeah, like, what are we doing? Like, obviously, they understand media, too.
Yeah, City understands it. Arsenal.
That's what I mean. We don't understand it. Like they don't, like, their social media, like, they're like, oh, we're gonna plan this, and they have this schedule. They're like, let's just fit that into our calendar when we're gonna announce Ben White, not when it happens. Like,
which this ruins the momentum, and it's got to affect the players too, because like,
totally. I think the transfer window is kind of like a competition on its own. It's like the competition that leads to the competition. It's like if the squad, the team is supposed to be doing stuff in the summer to bring assets to perform in the season. Generating that buzz is also for the players.
Definitely. That's totally true. And the way we kind of do it on a weird rhythm, that kind of rhythm translates onto the field, because the way we play, it's like, are we doing, it's what's going on? Where's the rhythm? Where's the shape? Where's the flow?
I mean, Jack Grealish is probably feeling like the fucking man today. Like that developed like quickly for how we know. It got big news. He walks into City now. Think about the difference of like Ben White. Ben White might have he's been waiting to tell people, and that buzz and that feeling of him like arriving probably like changed.
He's wasted. And watch, he doesn't even start.
Yeah, it's a total bad way to do it.
Yeah, and there's something about Arsenal where you sign a player, but they never can immediately start playing because they're never ready. Oh, right? They're never ready. Even though,
what do you want to do on a new team?
Buy a player if they're not ready.
Yeah. What do you and first time out when you go play, what do you want to do? You want to start at a new team, right?
You want to hit the ground running.
Totally. Every time that I try to go play at a new team, I try to start that game. The game is completely different for you.
Totally. And
you just know the pace from the beginning. I don't know why they do that. It's so annoying.
Yeah. Like Lokanga, he's shown like he's okay. Also you'd be like, I want to see what he does against Chelsea. He doesn't play. Xhaka and Elneny play. We fucking know what they do,
Is it? Do you think that there's like, right? Do you think that there's like, we have to keep in mind they are filming the Amazon thing right now. They did sack Pochettino, I heard, primarily for TV that year to appoint Mourinho. Like, they weren't even that upset with Pochettino. So, like, is this like Granite Jacket thing, like part of that? Like,
I don't know, but I feel like this could be one of the most hilarious bad things of all time, like
it's either going to be like cringy. You're going to be like, oh, fuck. Like, what the fuck? Like, what is going on? And like, they either like don't know anything or we're completely missing something.
Yeah. I don't get it, because if it just boiled down to the fact that I don't know anything about soccer. I can't game shit. And Jacques is actually good. Then why the fuck was he like packed his bags for Roma?
Right. No, right. Well, and then also like Williams, like they've talked about just canceling it. Kolasinac, like his is like canceled or something. I don't
know about canceling Kolasinac's contract. It's like, well, here's why they fucked
because we can't sell anybody. How can they not sell anybody?
Well, here's why. It's because Kolasinac is on 100,000 a week, and the closest team that would take him would give him like 35 a week.
Oh, so yeah, he's like trying. He's not trying. Yeah.
And I don't know what control a player has and whether they stay or go, because
they have to agree. So if the club agrees, like terms, the player like has to agree to the move.
So
otherwise, if they cancel the deal, like, I mean, they have to either pay out your contract but they can terminate your contract and pay out the dividend.
Which is what they're maybe
gonna do.
Kolasinac, which is
it's like $6 million or something that they owe him.
Like 2 or 3, but
okay.
Regardless, how many players have had to have gone that way in the past 2 seasons, even, you know?
Dude, no other team does this. I haven't heard of anyone else doing this. Like,
have to get out of these contracts, because why the shit? Kolasinac came on a free transfer.
Yeah.
Start him at 50,000 pounds a week and see how he does. And it's sad too, because I honestly, under Emery, I thought he was good.
He's strong. He's
better, but he had that speed and strength where he was getting some free space down the line where it's like, okay, now just slide in a ball better. But under Arteta, he always looks like he's just kind of like, oh wait, where should I go? And you can tell he hates it. And it's like, he turned into a player that everyone makes fun of.
Yeah, I mean, God, and we still don't have a right back. And
of all the players that we've been linked with, from Lautaro Martinez, who is absolutely never gonna happen, you know.
Yeah, he's like an amazing striker or something, right?
Yeah, to Odegaard, to Coutinho, to think of all the crazy players we've been linked with. Not one of them has been a right back. They talked about Lamptey from Brighton in the way beginning, but that was almost like it was half a link and half like people saying we should get him.
I think he's going to play Chambers there.
It appears so, and
that's I don't even
good enough.
No, he's not fast enough either.
He's another player that you just hope, him, Holding, are players you just hope don't fuck up. They're doing their job, I guess, if they don't fuck up.
Yeah. And so who's Ben White and Gabriel obviously have to be the favored partnership, right?
Yeah. Gabriel's injured right now, and so is Thomas Partey. So it's gonna be
how hurt is Gabriel?
A couple weeks, I guess. I don't know where he's even at. Did he get hurt in Brazil? Or I'm not sure. Apparently he's not fit.
And Partey, it's not as bad, I guess, as they thought at first, but
I mean, this dude, he was our marquee signing last season, and that was supposed to be, oh, great. I never really got a sense of him playing. He never played like 5 games in a row. The whole freaking he never played 90 minutes, as far as I'm concerned. Like,
I don't feel he certainly hasn't imposed himself very much there yet. Like, maybe he needed a year to settle. Hopefully he like is better. I did not see enough from Thomas Partey yet.
No, it was kind of like you're expecting him to be good, and he's a good player. You can tell there's a good player in him. But
he moves well. He passes the ball well. But it's probably that he's got Granit fucking Xhaka next to him, and that he, like, what are you supposed to do when somebody like Xhaka is next to you in the midfield? The dude has no footballing brain. No. They used to say this about Theo Walcott. It's kind of true. Like he wasn't the smartest player. I mean, and it turned out to be that way. Wenger used to defend him. People used to say, Theo Walcott have a footballing brain. Granit Xhaka is the same way. Like a proper footballer, like understands that the game has to move forward and you have to do certain things to open up space and create space and keep your fucking head with you, because that's a part of the game, especially in that center of the field. Like Roy Keane, I mean, was like an expert at that. He would just destroy the other person. Xhaka is the guy that gets upset.
True. And then they're trying to say he's like a Roy Keane type player, a leader, strong on the ball.
Oh my, give me a break.
Compare those two players. First of all, Xhaka doesn't inspire fear in anybody.
Yeah, no.
He inspires confidence in the other team because they know, like, okay, here's a section of the field where we're going to have free reign.
Yeah.
He doesn't mark tightly. He just gets stuck in, and often it's late, and it's because he is late.
I was just going to say, he's always late. He misses challenges a lot. And then he draws a yellow card or a red card because he's coming from behind.
And I remember this complaint in like fucking 2016, dude.
Yeah. I mean, this is something we've discussed him many, many times. Like, we've been saying this for a long time. He is not going to change. And he is nowhere near Roy Keane.
He's no Vieira or Roy Keane. No. For sure.
Oh my God. Yeah.
It's like Arteta's like this kind of idea that Arteta has to project this ultra positive view to the fans is starting to get it's starting to affect my opinion of the man himself. Because the manager already somewhat lost almost all respect for. I keep waiting to be like, okay, he's going to surprise me. Okay, we're going to have a formation. We're going to have some sort of thing that I can see that is going on. And then I see Xhaka and Elneny, like the Chelsea game, dude. We were getting split open, and Elneny was sprinting back as if he was the center back. And you're like, where's the other center back? What's happening right now? Why is Elneny the last man? And of course he's getting beat.
Yeah. And we have Tottenham. We have Tottenham on Sunday. I'm driving somewhere. I might be able to catch some of it on the way. But is
it Saturday or Sunday?
I thought it was Sunday. But
Community Shield is on Saturday. And I've been watching City.
It's Sunday at 6 a.m. Oh, I can watch that actually.
Where is it going to be broadcast?
It's on Arsenal.com, it says. Against Tottenham. You can watch this game live on Arsenal. And then we play Brentford next Friday at noon.
First game of the season.
And then we got Chelsea the week after on Sunday.
Top of the table.
What?
We could either be top of the table or bottom of the table.
Right. And Brentford, I mean, that's a good first game to get. They got to go out guns blazing and fucking do something. I mean, I'm not sure that they're going to.
How are we going to line up? I feel like
who's playing up top? Who's fit? Who's like
and they're talking about buying another striker, even Tammy Abraham. Because I'm like, okay, he could be good, but also
but he hasn't been that great for Chelsea. I mean, he's been all right.
What about we have 5 strikers right now.
Yeah.
We have
Nketiah, Abba,
Lacazette, Nketiah, Willian, and Balogun. So Balogun, I want to
and Martinelli technically.
I mean, yeah, if you count him as which I think of him more as like he needs to be playing forward. You know?
Yeah, he's an in and out striker. I would want him, you're gonna play him, put him up at the up top.
Yeah,
he's like him and Nketiah. They have that kind of run that like disrupts defenders. They do. They both like disrupt center backs with the ball all the time.
Yeah,
Nketiah almost
they move around. You know.
Yeah, And their change of direction is Nketiah has this like crazy change of direction really fast and knows how to like throw someone off. He kind of like pump fakes while he's like running.
And I mean, Nketiah is another one. I still like him. He gets a lot of chance. Last year, he played terribly. He got too many chances, I think, and he was getting above Lacazette after Lacazette scored goals. But I mean, that's also, if you don't know the pecking order, it's hard to know. You like, people got to know their role, you know, like if you're number 2 and the number 1 gets injured or gets dropped.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the number 1 and then I got to do well or I'm going to get dropped. And that's
right.
But if you're like number 2 and the number 1 gets dropped or gets malaria and then they put in the number 3, then the number 3 is like, oh, fuck, I'm on. Okay. I'm going to go out there. He sucks. Right. Then the fucking number 2 is pissed off because he's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? It throws everything out of whack, and everything that happens with these changes and choices with the lineup, it's confusing the shit out of me. And you can see the players are like, I mean, there was one time Cedric got called to put in, and he's like fucking like, oh shit, dude. And he's like, it's like, you could see he was like, what? Like, I got
That's because I agree with you. I don't think Arteta, I mean, obviously I don't know. It's tough to understand because other people that are respectable have said that he really understands things. But I don't understand that he understands what we're watching the same thing. Like I watch the game every week. I watch it live usually. And then I'll watch highlights as well. So surely he must like sit down and watch the entire match after and see something completely different than what we were looking at, because I don't know how he doesn't see what we are watching.
Well, also too, like what's the plan? You know?
Yeah, what was the objective of the match?
The plan seemed to be last season, get the ball out wide and cross it in and try to head in goals. But we don't have a tall striker that's good in the air. You know, we have one player who can whip in a cross in Tierney, but then we have one whole side of the pitch that doesn't do that. Also, the way we play is he has to put a left-footed player on the right and a right-footed player on the left. So our midfield wingers don't cross the ball because they can't, because it's their wrong foot. And then our outside backs who are supposed to cross the ball, one of them at all times has no ability to cross a fucking road, let alone a ball. You know, Tierney can cross the ball, but then if he gets hurt, our formation is designed to get wide, cross it in, but we don't have anyone in the middle who's good in the air. And we also have, with Tierney's injured, which happens a lot, we have no one who can cross the ball. And if we have people who can cross the ball, we play them in their opposite position so they can't cross the ball. That's my perception of what Arteta has done as a style. And to me, that is sack-worthy, because that is fucking up everything as much as you can.
I mean, I think that's pretty spot on of what's happening, like in general. I mean, why would we? That's so crazy to me that there's no option of crossing the ball from the flank down the end on each side, because what we do is, you're right, we have players on those ends that cannot do it with the wrong foot. I mean, Pepe's all right with his right, but like not consistently, which also blows my mind that professionals get to this level and they can't use their opposite foot. But that's a whole other
thing. It's hot. You shouldn't really be expected to whip in crosses with your right foot on the right.
Yeah, it's not your dominant one. I mean, it's like you should be playing on that side. I totally get the transitional, like wanting to switch Robin-esque type thing, but no one really does that anymore. Well, he was like the only he was the only guy. Yeah.
The thing is, I was watching City's preseason game, and they have Cancelo and Mahrez, who are both left-footed, on the right, and they were destroying they were destroying it. Like they were getting in, and then they were getting in positions where they were whipping in crosses, but they were whipping in swingers instead of out swingers. You know
Got
what I
it. So the ball's moving towards the goal anyway on an in swinger, which is probably smarter.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the other, like, Gundogan scored 2 goals off of those, one from each player whipping in an in swinger. He's obviously expecting it. The ball's coming on an in swinger. I'm gonna, trap it, or I'm gonna first.
And then you can cut back as well. It's kind of that's a smart idea.
And their quality crosses to begin with, and their quality players who can move up and down the field comfortably, even though they're playing on their not dominant side. Whereas Pepe, I don't think he's like that. And it's not a criticism of him, but the way he is, he needs to like move around and get space and dribble people. And he's constantly having one all towards the field is cut off because they double him. And so he has to go to his wrong foot, like and he always has a different right back behind him. So it's like it doesn't work necessarily, it can possibly work, but he has this Arteta, I feel like he has these ideas of like, this is how you do it. This is how Pep did it. This is just a thing.
Yeah.
No matter what. Like,
he's trying, he is trying, that's what he's trying to do is implement Man City's style at Arsenal to some regard. But like, dude, we don't have those fucking players.
We don't have the players, and we don't have the full team acting as a unit either.
Yeah. And they obviously have some, I don't know, man. It's hard. I agree. I used to back him. I used to like him. And I feel torn because I don't want to see them do bad because it sucks to watch them lose. But at the same time, like this whole situation with like Kroenke and it's the only way we're going to get rid of them. And maybe Arteta's like, oh, maybe if I just do poorly enough, they'll get relegated.
It'd be nice to have any idea of how you feel that Arteta feels, because like it seemed after Emery got sacked, he was pretty open that he was like, Arsenal's in decline, like he was kind of salty about it, but also even during his tenure there, he would be like, I didn't want to sign Pepe. I wanted to sign Zaha, which looking back on it now, I love Pepe. I love what Pepe can do.
Zaha would have been the better signing.
Clearly, because he's a right-footed player who's known the Premier League and done well to play in the right midfield.
Yeah.
Instead of a left-footed player who doesn't know the Premier League, who isn't comfortable being on his opposite side, and I love Pepe a lot, but he doesn't fit in, and then how are we going to, where are we going to put Willock? Willock, where did he play for Newcastle where he scored 8 goals in 8 games? Right midfield.
Yeah.
So we got to sit Pepe out if we want Willock to play. But then we're wasting Pepe, or put Pepe up top. He can also play striker, I think. I think he would tear it up as a center forward, but then that means we have to sit Laka and Abba.
I wish he would. I mean, he tries a lot of different combinations, but none of which are the ones that ever make any sense, like tactically, which is like, dude, how don't you I feel like it's got, I don't know. I feel like it's pretty easy to look at them and be like, this dude would fit here pretty good.
So you get a 20-year-old to play the false 9 who's never played that position before in a game that we need to win to progress and stay in the European Cup.
Right.
You play someone who literally played a false 9 in France, scored multiple goals against PSG, was one of the top scorers in France, is a player who, no matter what, if you throw him up in the forward, he knows how to dribble people, shoot, and score.
Yeah, he gets it done a lot.
Rowe can do that as well, but if you're going to just be trying someone out as a false 9, why wouldn't you put Pepe there?
Yeah, or even Laka, like we were talking about. If you think about games that you've played in and you're down losing, who kind of takes control of the game, like the more experienced players that are like, oh, I know that we can get through this in some regard. I don't know why he didn't give some responsibility to Lacazette like at that time frame.
No,
because like that was obviously needed at that juncture. And Smith Rowe is great, and he's going to be a great footballer in general. But like he's still learning. He's 20 years old. He hasn't
like been in a dog-eat-dog cup semifinal and needing to carry the team on his shoulders. That's not where he's at in his career right now.
No, and that's fine. That's allowed. Yeah. I don't understand why he just
like Lacazette. Yeah, it's clear he doesn't like Lacazette, and I don't understand why. Because Lacazette, I mean, it comes to the point where if Lacazette misses a chance, it's like, well, see what happens when I play Lacazette, so I got to bench him. But if Xhaka doesn't give up a goal, then it's like, see, he's not so bad, so I'm going to play him. Like, why is it reversed like that?
I mean, the amount of game, like Xhaka, oh God, I just can't. It's so sad that he's going to stay. It's going to it's going to sour the next few years. It's like not only like he was like out. He was like out, and now he's not out.
It's like he can go off, and if he wins the Champions League and wins the Ballon d'Or for Roma, I'll clap him off. Well done, Xhaka. But he's just not on our team. He doesn't fit in our team. It would be like we just never have to mention his name. Like we don't talk about Ozil all the time now.
No, because he was exactly.
Apparently, he was in love with some French model when he was at Real Madrid, and Mourinho had to sit down and tell him that she banged the entire Inter Milan and Milan team. That tidbit is courtesy of Florentino Perez, who they published a bunch of his confidential leaked audio.
And that's amazing.
He's just talking shit about everyone, but he said that about Ozil. But we don't got to talk about Ozil. I don't think about Ozil. He's not a pain in my ass anymore.
Right? Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's like he's a mute point at this. Like I don't care. Just even Bellerin. You can tell that Bellerin is not part of the plan at all. And Bellerin looks uncomfortable in training right now. And we don't have to mention him much because he wasn't playing at the end of last season. He's really off the pace. He needs to go to
he had a great assist against Chelsea.
Oh yeah, I didn't see it.
He slotted it through for Abraham to score, which ended up being their winning goal. Seriously, dude, he was on for 5 minutes or something. He slotted one through to Abraham, and it's like, oh shit, Abraham's not on our team. And we lost 2-1. I don't know am I just hating on the guy because he wears women's underwear?
No, he's terrible. He's terrible. He's terrible. He is not. I mean, he's a right back that was supposed to be able to cross that can't cross.
I mean, to me, he was always kind of like Walcott anyway, faster than he had the ability to control.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Walcott got lucky on, I'd say, most of his opportunities. He could not dribble, couldn't pass. He was just fast.
Yeah, and somehow got into a position and then just kicked it in.
Yeah, every now and again he would dink one over.
Yeah, looked like he was running on ice or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's how Bellerin was. He was young though, so you're thinking, all right,
he might get better.
Training, he crosses 50 balls.
He's
after practice or something.
He's one of those. He's one of those players that just doesn't get any better. There's a friend of mine here that I play with multiple times a week, and I've played with him for years now. It's been 4 years, and it just hasn't. gotten any better. Like,
some people reach their peak and that's it, you know?
no, really. Like, and I'm not the only one that knows it. Like he just like doesn't get any better. Like it like doesn't learn, doesn't makes the same mistake over and over again.
And
It's like you're like, oh, like you just don't learn this. You have a mental block on this.
Well, you listen to Bellerin in interviews, and it's clear he's not putting himself under any pressure. You know?
No,
what I mean?
no,
He's like, yeah, I play for Arsenal. I'm a professional athlete. This is awesome. You know, what's the problem here? I'm not mad. Are you mad? I'm not mad. You're like,
yeah. He'd be like, no, he'd be like, but I was at. He's like, I was at Paris Fashion Week all week. Did you see me in my robe?
Yeah, I was wearing women's lingerie in Paris. No, but like even there was this one thing with him. It was a couple years ago, and they asked him about Arsenal Fan TV, and he was like, you know, I just don't get it. I don't get it because they just their success comes from failure. So I would never like something like that. And it's like, and he so obvious he didn't see. He's saying that they're profiting on failure. Whose failure?
Yeah, your failure. Yeah.
He sees it, but he doesn't see it. You know, he's like, well, what, guys? You know what? We're Arsenal. Come on.
Well, I don't think that he must think he's good.
And I mean, he's better than me. That's for sure. You know, like he's played in the Premier League for a bunch of seasons, but
does that make him? Does that make him better than you? I don't know. I've seen you play soccer a number of times. I've watched you play soccer maybe just as much as I've watched Bellerin. And I've seen what you do on the field. I've never seen him do like he can't pass the ball like you can. He can't cross the way you can. Like I'm confident that you probably could defend a little bit better than him.
Yeah,
I mean, right. I'm not saying that you like. I get. I mean, I know the caliber of people you're playing against is different. I understand this when I talk about it, but like, I think if you were to be able to train at Arsenal like he did in the same capacity when you were younger, would you have been better? And I think
I would
like yeah, I think would you say your touch is better than his? I think so.
His touch is poor.
It's poor.
The ball, like, you know, in indoor, if someone passes the ball and you trap it and it goes where you have to take another touch just to control it, it's too late.
It's too late. It's definitely too late. Yeah.
Late because you're going to be closed the fuck down and you're not going to have enough time to pick your head up, see something. You're going to have to do a panic little poke to whoever is closest to you so you don't get the ball taken.
Like what? Like A division indoor, like when we were playing like high up. I mean, it's fast. You have no time on the ball. Everybody's closing down. There's no space out there. I'd say similar time frame to Premier League. There's no time. There's no time.
Can't just be controlling it. It needs to be control and put it into place. So then you're ready to play it or ready to be on the move already.
Absolutely. Your body had to commit already to the movement that needed to happen after.
So you need to do two things at once with your first touch. It's not always easy. But that's what's required of you at the highest levels.
But I don't think he does that at all.
No, he did. I was watching him in preseason. They passed to him. He trapped it, bounced up to his head, and he had to like bump it with his head and then bring it down with his foot again. It's like, it's when you're learning to trap and pass. You do shit.
Right.
You know?
Right. Exactly. Yeah. He just, yeah.
And the weird thing is, like, we haven't even been linked with right backs. We weren't linked with right backs last year. Like, so we got Cedric on loan for half a season when Arteta first came. And you understand, like, we had all these players injured. We needed defenders. We needed whoever we could get. So he brings Cedric on loan. He didn't really play or feature. Why didn't we look for a right back fucking last season? Oh, instead we're just like, well, Cedric will say yes. We gave him a 4-year fucking deal. He's 29 and he didn't play. He still is not a starting player.
I mean, it's crazy to me that we haven't even, you're right, like we haven't been linked or been talking about a right back at all. And we like desperately need somebody in that position.
We need to. Like,
yeah, we do.
I hope Tavares plays right back, because if Cancelo can play right back as a left-footed player, and if we play with Tavares and
Tierney,
Tavares on the right as a left-footed player and Pepe on the right as a left-footed player, maybe we could emulate some of that Man City kind of thing. And Tavares looks like he can actually, when he gets the ball, he's like, all right, I'm in, you know, like.
So maybe that's the plan. Maybe that's the plan. Did he play him on the right at all or no?
No. No, he didn't.
I just don't have faith that Arteta has like the cojones to do any of that stuff. Like he has the nerve to do some of the shit that he does, like with Granit Xhaka, but I just don't think he has the balls to try anything. I think he's trying. I don't know what he's trying. I don't know why he like goes home at night and goes to bed and thinks like he's laying there next to his wife and he's thinking like, God, that Granit Xhaka is really something.
No, he's good. He's important.
She looks at him and she's like, yeah,
no,
that was the right.
He's shit. He's shit. I tell you every night.
She's like, I'm tired of watching this shit fucking player.
Miguel, I don't give you any sets until you sack him. No, I mean,
I don't know what it. Hey, so we got Spurs on Sunday at 6 a.m. They got no Kane right now. Harry Kane looks to be fed up with Spurs and this
want 200 million for him.
I mean, that's so ridiculous. Grealish was 100.
That's a
lot.
That's too much.
Yeah, that's a lot. He's never even done anything really. He's played at Aston Villa.
And I like him a lot. You know, I like that.
Yeah.
I would love to have a player. That's what we need at Arsenal, essentially.
I know. That's who we need. That's who we need.
He dribbles. He jukes people. When people tuck in, he passes the ball. When he's close, he rips a shot and can score from outside the box. When he gets the ball, people are a little scared that they're going to get nutmegged, so they back off of him, and then he slices a through ball. Like, we need a player like that. But 100 million is a steep asking price, and it'd be a lot for Kane as well. Like, he guarantees you goals. How much is that worth? Yeah, it's worth 100 million, but 200 million, like, why not 100 billion dollars? You know what I mean? Like, Jesus. And Spurs are trying to hang on as if like, well, if we can keep Kane, then, you know, we'll be
all right. We'll be all right.
All these years, and this is what you did, and you're not getting any better.
It's like kind of, I think that's a dick move too when they do stuff like this. Like, he asked to leave already this year, and they're like, no, Harry Kane is our player, and like he's obviously trying to force a move. Like, when you don't turn up to training in the preseason, he's on holiday right now. I posted a photo yesterday.
With like a drink with a little umbrella, like hair slicked back.
Like, he's like, what are you going to do? Fucking cut me?
He stayed. I mean, he could have left 2 seasons ago. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
He even last year, you felt like he was like, all right,
I'm out. Yeah.
I'll give you guys 1 more year. And he played well. He did everything he could for them, you know?
You think, I mean, if he goes to City.
Yeah, it's game over for sure. I mean,
they're still going to be good already.
I don't know how Liverpool is going to be this year. Chelsea is going to be tough. Man United got fucking Sancho and Varane.
Yeah, they're going to be good. Chelsea's trying to get Lukaku.
Yeah, Chelsea's after
their business is weird so far this year.
They're trying to get anyone that they can and are willing to spend anything.
They do this though. They do this sometimes. I feel like theirs is just a shot at everybody. They're like, you know what? Fuck it, just get anybody that's over 50 million. Just go for it.
Yeah, like I can see them going in for Messi.
Yeah, I mean, somebody's gonna try it. It's gonna be interesting to see where he lands right now. He is on a free, and I mean, you take him for sure.
He's gonna go to
PSG.
You would think,
but PSG. I think PSG probably, right?
PSG is about to be nasty.
I mean, PSG should just buy Ronaldo and just say go for it.
Yeah, Ronaldo, Mbappe,
Messi,
Sergio.
They have no defenders, just Sergio Ramos.
I mean, they got Donnarumma and Keylor Navas. Also, too, things like, I mean, we didn't touch on this, but our goalkeeping situation is scary, dude. Scary. Because Leno was at one point, as you know, Leno and Aubameyang carrying our team. Yeah, terrible, honestly, dude. He did not have a good season last year. In preseason, he's coming out flying out of the gates. He did it against Chelsea again. He ran out of the box and did like this flying Christ air, missed the ball completely. Ziyech was in behind him, and someone had to dive in, like full dive, and like deflect the ball out so that they didn't score an open goal. And you're like, Leno, what the fuck are you doing? And he also played it to El Neni, who lost the ball, and they got scored on out of the back in preseason. Like, he looks like he's done. Well, and that's the thing that Arsenal does too, with even Aubameyang, and he has terrible body language. It's like, if you do your best, and then you're hopefully like, okay, I'm doing well, but I need some help. I need some other ballers on this team. And they're like, how about we give Granit Xhaka and Cedric a contract extensions? And then they just go like this.
Right.
And then like the ball comes to them, they kind of poke at it. It's like a great player in form and a great player who doesn't care. The difference between a great player and a shit player.
Totally.
So it's possible to have great players on your team who are mentally checked out, who become shit players. But whose fault is that?
Well, it's a coach's job to motivate and to get them going. And if he clearly can't do that, which can be our final thing that I ask you for the day, is because last summer we were really excited actually for the season to start. Like we were pumped. We were like looking forward. Our team has some promise when it plays well, and still probably has that. How long till he's sacked?
People are saying Christmas. I think if he loses these first 3 games, but then again, he went through 2 spells that would have gotten anyone else on literally any other team in Europe sacked.
Yeah.
But there was 2 spells where he lost like 4 games in a row that any team, big, small, whatever, would have sacked their manager. So I don't know, but he's going to be under even more pressure. And if his gambles don't pay off, I think they'll have to sack him. So I give him 4 games.
4? All right. I'm going to call 10 games. But you know what? I have to say our kits are looking fly. We got some really, we might be one of the best dressed teams this year, besides that Liverpool away kit, which is fucking
the white one,
like,
the collar.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my word. I saw that thing. I was like, oh my. It's like, oh, beautiful.
Let me get that kit. What about, are we going to have a 3rd kit this year?
Yeah. I looked it up. It was like this, like, it's like a bunch of zigzags, kind of like the home one last year, but like blue and purple. And I don't know. It's weird looking though if it's the one. This one's clean. And this feels nice.
Yeah.
It's got like knitted sleeves.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I need to get the home because I just need some new footballing gear in general, and I wasn't going to support them, but I purely need it for myself. And trying to buy like gear, it's tough. There's like not great stuff. So
yeah,
but I think it'll be interesting to see what happens. I can't wait till the season's over, till the Amazon thing comes out, because I'm just gonna like.
I'm gonna watch that episode. Popcorn, like
we almost should like talk about. I almost like we'll watch our episode, then watch an episode of it, just see what was going on like at the time, because it's gonna be interesting.
Oh yeah, it will be interesting to see what our take is, and then watch the show. And
watch it back and
like, oh, I didn't realize that. Someone
that Arteta doesn't understand soccer.
Yeah, or that he doesn't understand English, or like he's like he doesn't even go to the training pitch or something like that. I don't know.
Well, I'm down. We can be back next week if you're on. Premier League starts.
It'll be the eve of the very first game, so we'll have played North London Derby already.
Yep.
Them looks shit. So
yeah, they do.
So we'll see.
All righty. Well, nice chatting. We'll be back next week. Thanks for joining us.
Sounds good.
All right.